we switch over and we double check that people on Twitch can hear me properly, not too loud, not too quiet, the game being the same. Okay, that's good. In that case, we'll begin, and anybody else that joins in will have to start from the very beginning after I'm finished. So, like any foray into smacking the rats, backlining is going to start in the keep. I am /Dex, and I've been smacking the rats for a good while, and I decided that maybe it's time to give back to the community a little bit by helping out and explaining some things about how you shoot the rats when you don't feel like smacking them too much, or when you just don't feel like getting too close. But how do you even get good? Because that is the aim after all. You're looking to get good, you're looking to win. Even though we spend most of our time losing in Vermintide, we want to win occasionally. So where does this process actually start? And it all starts outside of the game actually. It starts with you. If you play the game for hours on end, a bit of a break can help. 5-10 minutes. Step away from the computer, get some fresh air. Whilst you're doing that, you can get some water. Just like what you can see right in front of us, this is essential. Water is essential at helping keeping focused and just overall cognitive function. I'm not going to go into the sciencey details. Anybody that is interested in how keeping hydrated helps you in keeping focused, keeping up concentration, not tilting off the face of the planet the moment you get shanked by a slave rat spawning behind you, you can do your research. But I just ask you that you take my word for it. Get some water. It helps. So, now that you're... And after all that... Yeah, well, of course, we do need to... Yes, it all starts on the inside, because smacking the rats comes from the inside as well. You need to be motivated to open up this game and deal with everything that's going to be thrown at you. Now, I'm going to move on from now, because you are here to learn about backlining, not how to not die of dehydration. So, at the very beginning, very good. I can see that some of us do keep hydrated. Lovely stuff. So, what is a backliner? Why is bounty hunter different from witch hunter? And why is it different? Same for mercenary in comparison to huntsman. Where is the difference? What is it that separates a backliner from the frontliner? Now, first of all, you're looking to bring your effectiveness and your value from your ranged weapon most often. So this could be from a variety of weapons depending on which backliner you happen to be with. You have your own arsenal and you have to make do with what you have. Whereas in comparison to a frontliner like mercenary or witch hunter, your value comes from your melee weapon most of the time. You can help out with your ranged weapon, but that's not where you're going to shine with. You're not going to be killing Chaos Warriors with your crossbow on Witch Hunter. It does okay damage, but you're better off smacking him with your rapier. So, with backlining, next to your ranged weapon, you have your ultimate as well. Those, generally speaking, also help with your ranged battle prowess, to put it in a very dramatic way. With Bounty Hunter, you have another ranged weapon that you can just do damage with from range. it could be, well, you have your options. You can have one that is a bit available a bit more often. You have one that is entirely reliant on skill, and you can have a shotgun with you. And in how you set up your build is entirely up to you, because at the end of the day, we're here for the fun, and we don't need to be chasing the meta. Let's see, we covered that, and then... So, backlining is seeing how you're gonna be shooting things at range, turns the game into a bit of a point-and-click adventure. Although it's a very intense point-and-click adventure, it is the same nonetheless. So, what happens if you perhaps have some midpoint, like a hybrid sort of career? What about those? So, the ones that you see most often in that category are Sister and Pyromancer. Now, I will not be talking about these two, but it's worth mentioning that these two excel both in melee and in ranged, depending on the sort of builds you're running. With other backliners, like with Battle Wizard, you can have certain builds that can help you frontline a bit better, but at the end of the day, most builds will still be around backlining. Now, let's say you take your backliner of choice. We're gonna stick to our bounty hunter for the moment. What do you shoot, and in what order? Now, let's see, let's put things down here. Where is my purple potion? One moment. I need my concentration because... Ah, yes. Now, you are going to be shooting things in this order, from left to right. You want, as a special sniper, or as a backliner to be specific, you are looking to shoot specials first. These are your priority most of the time. Builds can change things around. After that, you have your elites. If there are no specials threatening you, then you can move on to elites. Chaos Warriors, Maulers, Berserkers, that sort of thing. Now, if there are none of those, then you move on to Rats, the small ones, and just different sort of Chaos guys as well. Like the Fanatic, for example, or the Marauder, or everybody's favorite, the Marauder with a shield. I know how much everybody loves shielded guys, so if there's nothing for you to shoot, you can smack these ones. Now, the fourth category is represented by your purple potion because it is crowd control. Most of the time coming from your ultimate. Crowd control, once again, build dependent, but a very good example of crowd control is Battle Wizard's ultimate. With this you can stagger enemies out of most attacks, you can stagger bosses, etc, etc. If there is really nothing to do, and you're just looking to push forward as much as you can use your ultimate to put everything on its ass and then just kill it quicker. But you may not have your ultimate for an upcoming fight, so there's a reason why this is left as the fourth category, because this is something you don't want to do that often. Now what happens if you have one of these? What do you do? Do you shoot specials? Do you shoot an elite? Do you shoot this? What about the build you have? Now, bosses, most of them are case by case. There are some guidelines that I will go over later on, but bosses are... You need to make a decision in the moment. It is also comp dependent, so who your teammates playing are also very important in deciding who gets to shoot the really big guys. Now, let's move away so that Lunar doesn't interrupt us again. Now, when you have your options for backliners. You have a few. You have a few to choose from, but what about when you're just looking to get started? What are the ones that can help you get better? Now, I would suggest Bounty Hunter, a specific build on Waystalker, and Battle Wizard with the Bolt Staff. Now, there are very simple reasons for this, and we're just going to go back to our Bounty Hunter to start things off. We're going to take a crossbow, it doesn't even matter what, and we're just going to start at the very beginning. Okay, you have your build, and then you go into a map. Do you need good aim? Because you see a special, and then you need to get rid of it, because you decided that's what you're looking to do. So, how do you get rid of a special when you go into a map? And as simple as it may be, because technically speaking it is simple, I almost joined somebody else's game, there are steps to it, and we're going to break them down. Very simple, because at the end of the day, we're looking to shoot things in the head. One moment, we're changing the weather to be something less gloomy. Okay, it's still raining, whatever. Now. So, there's a special here. How do you get rid of it? You hear it spawning, it shows up. What are the steps that you need to take in order to get rid of it? First of all, you need to turn to it. If you hear it, you need to turn to it. Now, and then, you need to ping it so that everybody can see it. Because if you miss, somebody needs to follow up. Usually, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But if they do, then they know exactly what needs to work to aim, so that it's easier for them to spot it. That's why you need to ping it. So, okay, you can ping an enemy by putting your crosshair anywhere near it. But now it needs shooting. Where do you aim? Okay, obviously you can aim for the head, but if it's very far, and if you need to be quick, and often you need to be quick, you sometimes just need to go for a body shot. But we're looking for headshot, so how do we turn a body shot like that into a headshot? It is very simple, and you already saw me do it. You aim for center of mass, and then you move the crosshair up. And that's what you're looking to practice. It is that simple. All you're looking to do, once again, is center of mass, and then pull up the crosshair. And as you get better at it, by shooting a lot of specials, you'll get better at just simply pulling the crosshair up and aiming at the head. And you'll reach a point where you're not even aiming for center of mass anymore, but you're aiming for the head. But not everything is that simple. For example, what happens if you have one of these? Or one of these? Actually, we'll just go with this one. Because if we give his AI back, his head is not straight above it. It's a bit off to the side. That's worth keeping in mind, because against the flamer, you don't actually see anything. You need to ping it. This is why pinging is important. You need to be able to see what you're looking at. And against one of these guys, you only have the outline. So pinging is very important. But if you know where to aim, and if you're looking to transition from body shots to headshots, you need to go diagonally a bit. And it's the same for the Blightstormer. As you can see, there are no flicks, no fast movement. This is not Overwatch, Counter-Strike, none of that business. You aim for center of mass, you pinged it, and then you just move up the crosshair. Doesn't matter if you're slow, you'll get fast. This isn't about being fast in the very beginning. Give yourself some time to get good. Because nobody got good in 5 minutes. I didn't. The best players in the world didn't. Nobody got good in 5 minutes. So have patience. Now, let's say you go in and then how do you actually notice these specials? Where do you have to stand? How do you shoot stuff? And how do you not get run over by a horde? Now, depending on your current hold spot, you have to stand in different places. Generally speaking, high ground, like this, is good. We don't want to be like Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars. We like high ground. Low ground is not nice. High ground is where you're looking to stand, because you can see above a horde and shoot specials that are behind it. Same on the right side. You need to know your special angles too. You need to know where the specials are coming from. Doesn't matter where you are on a map. You need to know that they can spawn up there, it can climb over that fence, it can come from the front, it can drop down that side. They can also just cast from that side, etc, etc. You need to know the map and you need to know where the specials are coming from. So if you hear a special coming from anywhere from the right side here, for example, you need to know that you need to be aiming there. Not there, but there. Map knowledge is essential with crosshair placement, because that's what you're looking to do. Because sometimes you get lucky, sometimes your crosshair just ends up being on the special without you having to do anything. Now, with these two things, we sort of cover positioning and situational awareness more or less. Situational awareness is very simple. You need to use your ears. That's it. What is going on around you? Because your priorities, most of them are specials. That's why you need to keep an ear out for. Nothing complicated. Listen to the specials, look in that direction, and if you need to, move around a bit. Let's say, let's go back to our previous holding spot. Because you don't always have to stay still. Because sometimes standing here is not enough. Because as we've already discussed, a special can come from that side. And if it's a gas rat, sometimes you have to move up over here. But once again, we're on high ground, so that we can shoot it above a horde. We're looking to give ourselves the advantage, anytime and all the time. Now, positioning. You're looking to stay behind your front line. That's obvious. You're looking to skip out on the melee action. And honestly, that's all there's to it. You're looking to just keep your distance. You don't want to be too close to the horde, because otherwise you draw aggro. You just want to keep your distance, and that's it. Now, generally speaking, you also want to keep your side to a wall that enemies cannot climb over. Like, they're not going to scale those buildings. Back here, nothing is going to scale these walls behind you. That's why they're good holding spots, because you can just put your back to a wall. Same goes for different maps. Even if you're standing next to a river in Fort, for example, you can put your back to it. Nothing can swim in this game, so nothing is going to climb out of the river to actually hurt you. So it's tricky, because you can get pushed into a river, but it still counts as a wall, so it can be worth using. Now, let's see, what else do we have here? Let's see. Let's go through a few spots to actually illustrate this. Because it's easy to say that you need to stand next to a wall. But sometimes it's a bit tricky to find where the wall is, and if you really should be standing next to it, maybe a bit further away. How much leeway do you actually have? Now, once again, these sides, nothing is going to scale them, so you can put your back to it, but where are the specials coming from in this hotspot? They can come from the front, or up there, they can come from the side. They can come from over here, they can come from down here, but hordes tend to come from over here. So if you're looking to shoot elites, and the specials that may drop down here, you can't just stay on this side. You have to give up the safety of this wall and move over here so that you have an angle on the specials here. Specials can also come from that side, so if a gas rat walks through there and you're over here, you're gonna be too late. So you need to keep an ear out for anything that shows up and move over to the appropriate place. Granted, this makes you vulnerable from this side, but comes down to situational awareness. You need to look around. You can't just tunnel vision. This isn't an aim trainer where we just click on heads. We need to look around ourselves, and we need to make sure that we don't get hit in the back too much. Now, some spots are a bit easier, because if you just have a holding spot where enemies only come from the front, there isn't too much for you to move about, but you still can, because this side is good if you're holding. But specials can come from up there, from there, from the side even, and from there, and from over here. And there's nothing telling you that you can't just start here and then move back. Because if you lose space, you just move back. But there's no reason for you to give off space for free. You want to make sure that the enemy fights for it. Now, that's generally speaking how you want to do things when you're just progressing through a map. But what happens when you run into your boss? What happens when you need to kite in an event? Because once again, if you're in an event where you're holding, for example, same situation as this one. If you can take some space, then you do it. And when you can't, you fall back to your agreed upon holding spot. It is all very simple, so to speak, but sticking to what you need to do and actually doing it in the heat of the moment is very difficult, and that's where practice comes in. So let's actually look at a situation where a boss shows up. Where do you stand? Do you shoot it? What do you shoot? How dependent is it on your build, on what you do? And once again, do you stand next to a wall? And if you do, why? And more importantly, why you actually don't want to stand next to a wall in some occasions when you have a boss coming to you. Now, to clarify some things, I kept everything very vague here because Vermintide, every single run, changes. No, very few situations are similar to one another, and even fear are exactly the same. What I'm trying to give you guys here are just some guidelines on where to go and how to do it. Because if you put your back to a wall, like here, then chances are enemies may climb over, but they have designated spots on which they can climb over. Same for specials, for example. You're not going to get too run over here. So you can put your side next to it and stay. You can apply this sort of more logic on any map, in any situation. So, what happens? You go through grain, you spend 10 minutes fighting here, because that's how this map always goes. You clear out your ambience, you take a horde, and then, unfortunately, you go up to the trigger and you get a boss. And then you timed it incorrectly and you also get a horde. What do you do? Where do you stand? Who stands where? Where do you even take the boss when you're going to be getting a horde from that direction? And when you kill that wave, you're gonna get away from that direction. So, first of all, let's see if I can get some enemies in here for us. Ah, those spawned in the back. That's fine. Those spawned in at the back. Okay. Ah, perfect. There we go. Some enemies up at the front and some enemies up at the back. Now, as you can see, we're not talking about enemies coming over the wall. What that means is that this side is pretty safe. So, why does this matter for you when the only thing you're looking to do is shoot specials? Because in order to understand where you need to be as a backliner, you need to understand what needs to be done in a boss encounter, especially when you have a horde and the boss at the same time. So, if you got a boss here, it's gonna come from that direction, generally speaking, and then you're going to pull it out, let's say somewhere over here. Let's say... There you go, a big cow over here for us. Now, the reason why you want to take this guy over here is because your frontliners, if there's a horde here, they're gonna be over here, fighting. If there's a horde at the back, they're going to move over, and then they're going to fight somewhere over here. Whoever has the Minotaur may go a bit further away, but your frontliners are gonna be between the horde and the boss. But where do you stand? Where do you stand? You can't stand next to a wall. This guy is here, and whoever is on the boss is going to be there on the Minotaur, so you don't want to get in the way, but you also want to have space to shoot specials, and if there are no specials, help out clearing the horde. So, you want to be in the open. Because there is a lot of space, you're going to see everything. You're going to see where the horde is coming from, on both sides, and you know that your frontliners are going to meet these enemies. So you don't have to worry about this guy coming over to you. You're not going to have to worry about the horde coming over to you. You're just going to stand in the open. Specials are going to be coming from there. Specials are going to be coming from there and there and there. You need to be in the open without anything bothering you. Now, this is just one situation in a very open area. What happens if we move forward? Because you can get bosses down here too. What do you do here? Now your boss triggers are somewhere around there, so to speak. So you move up, you get a boss, and then once again, you get some hordes. Now, let's see, can we get a horde? Where did that one spawn? They are at the front, perfect. And we have a horde at the back, even better. Now, once again, we're going to put a big cow over there. And, well, your wall is occupied. You can't stand there, because whoever is on the Minotaur is going to be very angry with you, or you're going to be very angry at the Minotaur when you get hit. So, you need to move away from there. You don't want to be there, because that's a frontliner's position. Because they are going to be between that guy and the horde. And if the horde is coming from, let's say, this side, your frontliners, once again, gonna be between the Minotaur and the horde. The horde could climb up, potentially, or it could just come along this side. So you can't be standing here as a backliner. So where do you stand? Once again, in the open. Nobody's going to bother you here. The horde, your frontliners will take care of that. Whoever is on the Minotaur will keep it occupied. But you want to keep the specials occupied that can spawn from there, from there, from there, from on this side that can climb over, go around. They can spawn on that side too. They can spawn behind that rock. They can spawn further up there too. You need to have a line of sight. So, this is an open map. What do you do on somewhere more enclosed? Because it's very nice to just say that you need to stand in the open, and then you load up Hunger in the Dark, and then you realize that you have exactly 0 space to stand in the open. What do you do? Where do you stand? Actually, we're going to speed things up a bit. So, you can get bosses all the way down here. And in here too. How do you solve the situation? Now, if you're very observant, then you notice that backing against the grain, we had hordes coming from two directions, the front and the back. And generally speaking, we try to put the Minotaur off to the side, where the frontliner can meet the horde before it were to get to the Minotaur. In both circumstances. Now, what do you do when there's not a lot of space? Depending on the boss and your team comp, you have options, but once again, you need to keep in mind where the horde comes from. Here, the horde is going to be coming from that direction. And from over here. So, a Minotaur and, let's say, a Rat Ogre can be taken to that side. But then you're simplifying your situation for yourself and for your teammates. Then the only thing that's going to happen is that if you have a Rat Ogre here, actually, we're going to put one right there. If you have this guy in the corner and somebody just smacking it, then all you need to worry about is everything that's coming from the front. Now, if you're looking to put your double shooting skills to the test, this could be you. You could be on the Rat Ogre. In this situation, every special and everything will be coming from the front. So your teammates will have line of sight on everything. They can shoot those. But if you're not the one on the Rat Ogre and it's somebody else, then you just stand here between this guy and your teammates, or your frontliners to be specific. Because once again, you as a backliner, your value comes from your ranged weapon most of the time. Now, what happens if you don't get a Rat Ogre, or something that you can just take into a corner? What happens if you're in this big room, where enemies can come from all over, but you have like a spawn that needs a bit more space? Now, same situation. Horde from the front. Okay, where did you... Okay, a horde from the back rather, okay. Can we get a horde at the front? Ah, perfect. Horde at the front, thank you. And a horde at the back. Now, frontliners, once again, are going to meet this horde over here. Like around this area, generally speaking. Because it takes time to walk over, so you can't expect them to be there at the choke point. And once again, somewhere around this area. So, what happens if you have a spawn? Once again, off to the side. This side, basically speaking, is for your frontliners. You don't want, or whoever is on the spawn, you don't want the spawn to go from this side of the room to that side. Now, if you're on the spawn, because once again, you're the one who happens to be killing it, then alright, this is your job. It is your job to make sure it doesn't go over to that side of the room. But what happens if you're not on the spawn? Where do you stand? Well, you need to know the map. Where do specials come from? They come from the front, the back rather. They come from the front. From there, from there, from there. They can come from that side. And they can also come from that side. They can actually spawn around that corner. So if you're not vigilant, a Jsat can throw from there over there to your teammates. So you need to be standing once again between the boss and your teammates, so that if anything is looking to do something to your teammates, you can shoot it before it actually gets to do anything. But you do need to move around, because specials can come from all over. Now, pretty simple so far. You always end up, you go into a room, you sort of separate it, and then your frontliner meets the horde. So whoever is on the boss takes it off to the side. What happens if you get an ambush in a place like this? To be entirely honest, you have to pray to Sigmar a lot. Like, a lot. Because anything can happen. Absolutely anything. You can get 8 monks coming from just that side, and whoever is here with the chaos spawn immediately needs to go somewhere else. Somewhere else. Okay, you can't, there is absolutely no advice I can give you that will be useful in half the situations. You can get a bunch of enemies from here so that the monks are chasing you. You can no longer go that way, so you need to now kite around this pillar. Now you're going to have enemies perhaps coming from there, so you need to keep going around. Okay, maybe the back is clear. Okay, now you can go back. You need to be making shit up as you go. And if you're not the one on the spawn, then you need to be killing the specials as they come, whilst you have somebody dragging a spawn all over the place because they have no idea where to go, they are scared shitless, and you have frontliners trying to do their best at keeping people safe. It gets very chaotic, and sometimes you just have to hope for the best. That's when you use your ultimates, that's when you use your items, your bombs. If we are not playing Skyrim, you don't need to hold on to 500 healing drafts. You are going to use them, or chances are you're gonna die. Now, what happens if you end up on a map or in a spot where it is not so clear on where you can take a boss? Okay, Flamless here is making a very good point that if you do that with 5 items, you made some questionable decisions, and I fully agree with her. You don't want to go down with bombs or items. You want to use those. Like, if you're in a really bad spot, then killing what is in front of you isn't your priority. You need to use whatever you have on you, because a strength potion will help you kill things. A bomb is going to help you kill things. Well, yes. Drinking helps. And there's a reason why you occasionally have the bit of silence here. That's when I'm drinking the water, because I'm talking so much. Now, in chat as well is a map. Let's just put it that way. Is a map of all times. And depending on where you go, it can get extremely problematic on what you need to do. Now, this spot in particular. Okay, just double checking. Now, you can get the boss in this spot. I think you have 2 triggers somewhere here. So what that means is that in this spot, I would not advise dropping. You don't know what's around the corner. You can't pull all the ambience, and if there are too many coming, you're gonna die. So you can't drop. What about holding in here? Well, you can get the horde from there. There. You can get enemies and specials coming from there, I believe, and you can also get a horde coming from this side. So where do you take your boss off to the side? These angles, or these corners rather, may be okay for a Minotaur, but absolutely nothing else. You are better off coming here. Because here, you made things simple for yourself. You do not have a horde coming from 3 different directions. You only have 2. The front and the back. So, once again, if we're gonna skip out on the whole spawning in hordes, because if we spawn them around the corner, so there would be nothing for me to actually. There we go. That's one horde. And that's the other one. Perfect. Now, if you have big guys coming from the front, you have a choke point for your frontliners, actually making it simple for your for the guys up here. And if you have specials coming from here, you can maybe shoot over your frontliners, or just leave it to them. Same thing if you have specials or a wave coming from the back. You don't have to go all the way back here. You can just try to hold here. They will try to climb over and walk over and climb over there, but you're looking to minimize that as best as you can. And where do you take the boss here? Over to this side. Somewhere over here. It's not a lot of space, But it's better than going all the way back to an open area, and it is far better than having exactly zero space when you're in this room, because there's no telling when you're getting a double wave. So you need to have the boss in a place where it's safe to keep. And once again, as a backliner, you're just looking to, if you're on the boss, well, you already know where you need to keep it. If you're looking to shoot specials, then you're looking back, you're looking front, maybe to the side. I think gas rats can spawn in there and they can throw from inside, so you want to keep an eye on that too. That's about it. You're looking to keep things simple for yourselves, and this applies to every single situation. You want to know where the hordes are coming from, and you want to move the boss away from that path to the best of your ability. Now, if you haven't managed to do so, it's either because you just haven't come up with the right strat, or you just didn't have, or you perhaps didn't have time to apply it the right way. And it's quite possible that you may just come up with the right idea after the chaos spawn has eaten all four of you. That can happen. Now, enough about bosses. What do you do when you kite? How do you kite as a backline, especially as bounty hunter, for example? You have no move deck. We're not gonna talk about fancy, niche, short dodging shenanigans. How do you make sure that enemies do not run you over? Now, if you're feeling incredibly brave, and I do mean it, very brave, you can try to take the billhook. Now, that can help with kiting, but even then, what I'm going to show here is going to be much, much simpler. Okay, they move around properly this time, thank you. Okay, so as I was saying, I will probably die here because this is not meant for solo practice, but it is perfect for demonstrating just how to kite around. Now, it is very simple, because all you're looking to do is hold W. Because W helps you win, because, you know, win starts with W, and, well, you might as well hold the button that helps you win. So you just hold it down, and that's it, you just walk. You just do W, and you W, and you win. As you can see, it's working. Granted, not many specials, disablers have shown up, but that's because I'm holding W so well. Okay, we missed, doesn't matter if we use the ultimate. And then we missed that one too. We just keep holding W. Okay, now we have a hook rat coming up. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Now we turn around for this bugger because he'll catch up, but we keep holding W. We keep walking and we just keep pressing the button. Now, depending on what sort of CPU you have, AI will be better at catching up to you. I am streaming in 2 different places right now, and I do not have a NASA computer, so obviously they are having trouble catching up. So depending on what sort of setup you have, results may vary. But the plan is the same. You hold W without looking backwards. Holding S means that you're gonna lose, because S is for losers, and S slows you down. S is for slow. W is for forward, is for win, and as you can see, it's working. They can't catch up. Now, what if you're looking to speed things up? What if you're looking to speed things up for your teammates? What if you decide that... Okay, there you go, somebody made it even better for me. S is for slow, W is for fast. Thank you. There we go, that's our motto for today. Now, what happens if you want to go faster? What happens if you want to keep your teammates there with you as well? Now, you have options. On Bounty Hunter, you have this damage reduction talent, but if you're looking to have a bit more fun, you can just take movement speed. All you need to do is shoot something every 10 seconds, and then you're going to run faster. So that's what we're gonna do. In fact, we're going to take the shotgun ult and we're just gonna run fast. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna run fast here. And if it goes really well, we might just go on to plus and see what happens there. Yeah, color code makes a very good point that, like I said, depending on what sort of computer you have, like how good your CPU is in particular, how well enemies can catch up to you when you're just walking forward, it varies. Sometimes they will catch up properly, sometimes they won't. We already have an assassin and I didn't move my captions. Now, once again, we have movement speed, so we do the obvious thing, we hold W. Sometimes they catch up, berserkers especially are very good at catching up, so you want to be careful with those. We also have a craft coming. Oh, and we die. Well, that's called skill issue, so we try again. Oh yeah, that is a good point. Active reload. Now, that's a bit of a different topic, but well, we might as well go into it, because it is very simple. When you shoot, your weapon automatically reloads. But active reload means that you're looking to smash the reload button as quickly as you can after you reload. That's basically the gist of it, because you're looking to just get the reload animation going earlier. So this is default, and that's what happens when you press it actively. You basically skip out the end of the shooting animation. It is very simple, you just need to manually reload. Now, what did I disable? This. Actually, I should mention that, like color code said, it affects a lot of weapons. Handguns, the Grudge Raker on Ranger Veteran is especially good with it. You can even shoot faster. That's it. I don't think it affects bows. Okay, it's even better on Troll Hammer. The more you know. Obviously, staves, for example, do not reload, so they don't affect that. I believe. Okay. Bows do not. Bows reload manually by themselves, and there isn't much of an animation to skip. Now. Oh yeah, crossbows, yes, just not normal bows like the elves, for example. Now, the real question is, can I hold W well enough to not get assassinated this time? Oh, there's a hook rat already. In that case, we miss it. Okay. In that case, we give it the shotgun treatment. And we try to not die here. Okay. We go for the body shot because we don't need headshot. Oh, no. Oh, okay. But that one catches it. Now, this is what happens when you get a lot of disablers. You either have ultimates, you have potions, you have bombs, you need to use items, etc. Now, this is also why Bounty Hunter needs help occasionally. You don't have a lot of movement by yourself. Now, what that means is that if you do not have a way of getting away from specials, or anything special, so to speak, then they will catch up. Like, there were 3 hook rats there. There was also a, what is it? A leech as well. So we had 4 disablers there. The game really didn't want me around. And I will go over the special mod after this particular try, because I do not want to keep you guys here for long. We are just looking to hold W and hope that it works. Okay, we want our crits. Oh, there's an assassin there. Okay, hopefully it doesn't catch up. We ignore him. There's a hook rat. Okay, we shot a shield, so we didn't get our movement speed. That is practically tragic. Or we just tell him to go away a bit. But now we can run fast. We're gonna heal up just in case. And they can still catch up, so you do need to be careful. And there goes the village. Now, like I said, this isn't about me living, but it's about the distance I cover, even with all of these enemies. Now the mod to increase the sound of specials, that one only works on hook rats. And Flammeris is on point that jumping sets your movement speed back down to the default value. So if you have movement, if you have any sort of extra movement speed, like let's say a speed potion, instead of going fast, jumping slows you down. So if you saw me jumping, that's because I have a bad habit. And well, that's just what it is. Don't do what I'm showing you. Do what I tell you to do. That's just how simple that is. As for the special one, it is this one, the special sound key fix from Uganda, I believe. And you're looking to set your volume for the Packmaster to whatever volume happens to be fit for you. I have it at 9, but some people, like I have one of the guys I'm currently coaching, can't even have it on 0 because it's too loud for him. So let's say finger rolling. Okay, yeah, the coconut nut. Yep. Okay, so let's see if I can actually do this. Cause okay, I don't play this thing anymore a lot. That's the swift flow. Okay, so normally this is the normal shooting speed with Hagbane. Now, what you can do is the reason it's called finger rolling is because you sort of roll your finger across the mouse. Because that right now, I hold down right click and press left click. I keep holding down right click and occasionally press left click whenever I can to shoot. But finger rolling, you start with a charge shot and then you let go of your right click as well as your left after you shoot, and so that you're looking to base, well, if you do it properly, which I'm not doing it right now, you're looking to once again just cancel the drawing of the bow so that you can shoot faster. It's a rhythm game at this point, so you're looking to just get the rhythm down and go from there. It's a bit of a practice, but once you get it down, you can shoot faster. I believe this only works for the Hagbane. I'm not aware of any other ranged weapon benefiting from this. Oboes, so that... Okay, there we go. Timing takes... Yes. Yeah, it is very notable. Like, if you get it down, then you're going to do a lot more damage into everything. Sure. Now, I wish I had some sort of an indicator on like that shows my inputs on this, but I'm afraid I really don't. I think Jsat might have a video showing this. We might have to check, but Once again, you hold down the right click to initially start things off, and then you press left click. But as you press left click, you let go of your right click at the same time. And then, after you let go of both buttons, you go back to press right click and then left click again. It sounds far more complicated than it actually is when you... Okay, well, can we actually do it properly? Let's see. Okay, one moment. Ah, thank you. Yes, like so. So, you just need to get down the rhythm and then you'll be golden. That's it. Somebody might have a better explanation for this, but this is all I have for words. The key is to not hold down the right click. That's what it is. You're looking to roll your two fingers across the mouse from the right to the left. Basically, you're cancelling the drawing of the bow, because let's see. See how the draw is very gets drawn and the arrow is immediately there too, and I can't really do it while I'm speaking at the same time. I believe so. Although, against bosses, if you can... I mean, let's see. How much is that? That's 11. If you're up against a boss and you have something like a strength potion, then I think spamming the left click is probably better damage overall. Okay. Now, let's see. That was some bounty hunter stuff. So, I mentioned other careers. But before we move on, what happens if you do not feel like shooting for the head? What happens if you're just a body shot enthusiast? Now, there's we have a man named JC in our community who's a very big fan of, let's see, a very big fan of the repeater pistol. Now, he really likes this weapon, and I can't see this. Okay, thank you. Because this weapon is simple to use. Okay, where are we? Thank you. But it is exceedingly effective at close to mid-range. But you can't really snipe with this too much. Because you're not looking to snipe with this, you're looking to aim for center of mass. Against Chaos Warriors and the like, aim for the head, because this thing does decent damage. Now, against the Chaos Warrior, you're looking to bait out attacks. You're looking to just aim and going for the shot when it is not actively looking to shoot you in the face, or smack you in the face rather. Now, I did 198 damage. A Chaos Warrior has around 360. So, it's decent damage. And 2 shots, and he dies. Against normal elites, it's very good. I mean, let's see. You know what, we'll go through Righteous Stand one more time, just to see how much damage we can put out while it's going around. After that, we're going to have some elf talk and some battle wizard stuff. Now, same plan. We're looking to hold W, but just a bit less. Just a bit less. We're focused not on moving around this time, we're looking to do damage. And damage takes away from the movement. And as you can see, it's not great into shield, so keep that in mind. You're looking to keep your crit up. Okay, thank you game for spitting those enemies in my face. Now we just quit, we have movement speed, and we run. We have the reset again, we shoot, we hit practically nothing, but we try again. Oh, there's a hook around? Okay, he's running away, and he dies. Very good. We just aim for center of mass. Now, where is this assassin? Oh, he dies. That's very good. I need my crit though for that quick. Come on, game. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now you can see, damage can be done. In fact, we're doing better with this than we were with the crossbow. So, and that's for a very good reason. The repeater is far better for cleaning up things that are close to you than the crossbow. But you do give up on your ranged special sniping ability. So, something for something. You're looking to make a compromise in order to have a strength in something else. And once again, if you're looking to just... Oh, no. Do we live? No, we do not. Let's see. But that's basically that. We went around the arena multiple times, and even then, we killed stuff. We killed the specials, we killed the disablers, we killed some enemies. Good times. And that was just me, that was just one person. If you're doing this as a 4, you are bound to get better results. The only thing you need to keep in mind with the repeater is the impressive friendly fire. You don't want to be hitting your teammates with this thing, you really don't. Same with the crossbow, honestly, but I have a feeling this might just hurt a bit more. Oh yes, before we move on, your melee weapon of choice. Falchion is a good middle ground. The rapier is a very safe weapon, because you have better block cost reduction, by default, so you can block a lot of attacks, and your light attacks are also very fast. Now, if you're looking to just make sure that you have your crit resets, then it is axing time. You're axing and you're aiming for the head, because this thing does a lot of damage on the head. Now, let's see. Now, again, something like a clan rat, you do, or if you can hit the headshot, unlike me, let's say you do, okay. 57.5, technically almost dies. Depending on your properties, your build, you can set it up so that he dies in one attack to the head. So, you have your options for melee. And like I said, if you're feeling incredibly ballsy, you can also take the billhook, but not recommended if you're just trying to get better at backlining for the moment. Now, onto some elf. Let's see, I believe, let's just double check, because I actually forgot to double check this. I believe this works. I need to switch over though. Now let's see. Actually, I need a different bow. I need him to stand still. good. Heard you can dodge troll attacks just by walking to the side of it. How does that work? Okay, we take a side route. Or a bit of a side track. Well, you can dodge the creep by walking to the side. The thing is, the normal attacks, you dodge them by walking back and forth. The side doesn't work because these are sweeping attacks. Look at the way he's swinging his arm and his axe about. Going to the side does not work. You get hit. Against these moving attacks that have him go forward, you need to dodge to the side. Moving to the side, once again, does not work. Only against the puke, because it tracks your movement. So, keeping a troll in place. You bait out the puke by standing still in front of it. You can get hit, but you always need to block it. You need to get some distance and then immediately go back, so now you can just keep walking back and forth, and then you can just keep shooting it and then keep doing whatever you want. If you're too close, you can maybe dodge instead of walking to the side, but you're still doing the same thing. You're looking to just walk it back and forth instead of dodging back and forth. You want to save your dodge to perhaps another enemy that's showing up, etc, etc. Just walk it. Now, Blightstorming. Well, not Blightstormers in particular, but bleeding and body shots with the longbow, with barrage in particular, with a bleed build, and body shots. Now, the plan here is that once again, you're going for body shots. You hear something spawning, you ping it, and then you shoot it. But here, you need to shoot it twice. But as you can see, he dies pretty quickly. So this is alright. But you're still trying to do this. You're still trying to go for headshots. Okay, you shoot them once there, but okay, try to go up a bit. Every time. You just occasionally over there, okay, you shoot off his man boobs, doesn't matter. He gets fallen on either side, just to know that, just to show him love, but he dies anyway. But at the end of the day, you're looking for the headshot against most specials. Now, this works just the same. And like the bounty hunter, you can just walk. Because what happens if you don't feel like being a meta slave with something like the Storm and Dagger? What happens if you just want, I don't know, the one-handed sword, to go for the one-handed sword? Let's just double check. AI is on, thank you. I did not disable that on accident. Now, a couple of things to make sure that this works and worth keeping in mind. Because we are selfish elf mains, we don't want to be helping the team by giving them health regen, absolutely not. We want to give ourselves some ammo. In this row, you can take more cooldown reduction, or you can just take movement speed. Oh, and also, if you want to play it safe and just keep dodging back and forth, that's also very fair. Not everybody needs to be living with risk. Dodging it, as you saw, it perfectly works as well. Now, in here, because you're already getting ammo, you don't need to get more ammo. You can just take more arrows. Away. Thank you. Now, we like movement speed because, well, it helps us hold W. You're where my green health at. You're gonna have to be getting that from the warrior priest, I'm afraid. Or someone else. This elf ain't shaving. Now, the plan is the same. You walk, and you occasionally shoot a special. Okay, we almost just died. Okay, he body blocks, but we're too good. Monks and berserkers are worth watching out for. They can catch up very quickly. We ignore the big, slow, fat Chaos Warrior. Now, what do you do about specials here? You can kill them, but do you need to? Is that why Storm really threatening me? What about that gas rat? He just got swept up in a storm. Ah. That's what happens when you get too confident and you're too busy. You're just simply too busy talking. And I do have my movement speed. Not holding W. I think that was the problem there. So we try again. Now, as I just mentioned, not every special needs killing. Not every elite needs killing. If they're not threatening you, and in this event, you are simply looking to move around, make distance, and make sure that nothing is really catching up to you too much. Now, we need to get that movement speed up, so I think... Oh, we have a candidate on assassin just showed up. Hopefully... Oh, we just altered the wall. Oh, but he dies anyway. We're simply too good. We're simply too good. In that case, we hold W. Now, this White Stormer is no threat to me, so he can just cast on his teammates for free. Now, that's a threat. It's gonna be an issue, so we dodge it, and we get pounced. But the point's done. You hold W, you get your movement speed going, you shoot specials when they are a threat. I did not die to the Blightstormer, the Gas Rat, or even the Hook Rat. I dodged the Hook Rat, so... But it's the Assassin. So, keep an eye on those things, and you're going to have teammates. So, if you can, by yourself, make the decision that the Blightstormer doesn't need killing, the Gas Rat doesn't need killing, the Hook Rat can be dodged, that one Assassin, your teammates will take care of that. So, learning to rely on your teammates is part of winning. It's part of the W. Now, well, listen, I'm assuming that your teammates also know how to press the one button that makes you go forward. That's the plan. And if you run ahead of them, because this talent only gives you movement speed, only gives you movement speed, unlike the bounty hunter one that gives everybody movement speed. And listen, you can just blame them if they weren't fast enough. That's what elves do anyway. And teammates aren't fast enough, that's skill issue. Now, but in all seriousness, you are looking to, keep ahead of the pack, but still be within helping range. Now, some battle wizard. Well, bolt wizard in particular. We're not gonna talk about breakpoints here because I'm not even sure that what I currently have is the right stuff. In terms of, actually, let's just go back to the elf for a moment. Just to go over the melee stuff here. As you saw, what I had in my hand for melee had absolutely zero impact on my ability to keep walking forward. You can take any weapon and you'll walk just as fast. That's it. So take whatever you like as long as you have some movement speed, as long as you're holding W. It's fine. Just make it work. Just make it work. That's all that matters. And as you can see, it's possible to make it work. I do have to use my melee weapon most of the time. Now, on Battle Wizard, your options, in my opinion, are a bit more restricted. You're looking to keep things on stagger for temp because you have the fire sword, but what if you don't want the fire sword? What if you want to go fast? Now, there is no movement speed talent as far as I'm aware, and attack speed is, well, sort of whatever. So you can just take the dagger. You're going to stagger less with your heavy attack, like in a narrow cone, but you have a lot of pushes. Pushes mean stagger, and stagger mean temp health for you. So you can make up for a worse heavy attack by pushing. It is that simple. Actually, we'll just go into a map and I might as well show you the difference. Not even the difference between the heavy attacks, but more like how much temp health you can get back from pushes. Because that is... you're incredibly safe when you're holding block. Like you can tell you're practically invulnerable when you're holding block. As long as you have stamina, nothing can damage you. So it is a very potent combination. You might as well take some extra stamina. And we have some Steven. And we occasionally push, and okay, we're out of stamina. We screw up that dodge. You can occasionally mix in a heavy even. And 20 of temp. Looks perfectly fine to me. Now, what do you gain? Headshot, temp, viable, and fire dagger? Let's find out. Let's actually. Do you even have headshot? You do. Let's put in... I'd say you still have to mix in pushes to make sure that you don't get hit. You have to mix in a few dodges. And you're looking to aim at the head. Let's use all temp. Okay, we're at 37. Now, as you can see, against these guys, pretty viable. But what happens if you have a leech? What? And you can't back off, because if you were to back off, you throw running attacks, and you don't want that. So what happens if you're forced to stay up front? And you need to fight off... I don't know, storm vermin. Now, same thing. You aim for the head. You're not going to do a lot of damage, but you are going to get some temp. In fact, it seems like block cancelling after light 2 is very potent. Maybe even block cancelling light 1. There we go. There we go. All I did was just smack him with light attacks. Now, what happens if there are more? Let's see. Can this still be done? There's those. Okay, we got pushed, but that's fine. He misses that overhead. We get out of the corner. And we're not looking to kill him. But we have plenty of temp. With that said, stagger is still better in terms of how consistent it is. But if you want to run headshot, by all means, as you can see, perfectly viable. Perfectly viable. You run it with whatever you can. I will still stick to the dagger though. I will not recommend something like the sword. I don't think it's fast enough to be really good for this. If you really want to take the sword on Battle Wizard, you'd want to take Cleave, I guess. Yeah, stagger is incredibly safe. And cover code is very correct. If you're honestly just looking to go hand with the sword, it is Pyromancer that will get you the... If you get things done, you can take extra attack speed, and once again, you can take headshot on crits, and or temp for headshots and crits. Now, how does kiting work? Because that's what we're here to talk about. I should maybe give it a... Yes, from this is also pointing out a good thing that your heavy attack basically goes through elites because it's like an AoE in front of you. So even if there are like smaller enemies that you can stagger behind an elite, your heavy attack will still hit them. That's why stagger with the heavy is still better, but honestly, run whatever you want. Just run whatever you want. Now, kiting events and the bolt staff. A bit of an issue because this weapon is slow. I have 0 movement speed and I need to charge up my attack. And I don't even have that breakpoint. That's probably, I missed him, but he dies, okay. Now, do you have a weapon that has move tech? So, we're looking to get out of corners and we run. We simply run. Okay, we watch out for those monks again. And I get reached. Okay. I'm not good enough at dodging apparently. That's just the way it is. Now, let's try that again without getting reached. Now, let's talk about shooting with the bolt staff for a moment. How do you shoot with the bolt staff when there are this many enemies chasing you? You have berserkers right in your face looking to go for that hot fire wizard ass, but you're looking to shoot. What do you do? How do you keep ahead? Well, you need to use your dodges and you need to use your move tech. You need to keep an eye on assassins like that one in there. You need to keep an eye out on a lot of things, I'm afraid. No, I flat pushed. Okay. Skill issue right there. Should have shot it. Okay, we learn something new every day. If an assassin is pouncing at your head, you don't push, you shoot, or you dodge. Now, I was able to get ahead of the enemies there because of dodging and because of the move tech. Sometimes you don't have movement speed, and sometimes with a weapon like the bolt staff that slows you down massively when it needs to be charged up, you need to use some move tech. Okay, I can already feel the end approaching with that many disablers. That's a hook rat, I think 2 assassins and a leech. No. Okay, yes, that somehow worked. No, okay, he dies. No, the leech again. Well, that's what you're looking to do, but hopefully less disablers thrown at your single person. You're going to have teammates, but once again, plan is the same. You're looking to hold W, you're looking to be ahead so that you have time to charge up a shot or two. Correct. You hold the W, because if you're in the enemy's face, there's nothing for you to charge up. You're going to get your face bitten off. How do you even keep track of so many disablers while kiting? You just need to hear them. You need to hear them, and you need to have a lot of play time. I have played this game a lot, so yeah. Not to mention, like I said, you're going to have teammates. So, let's say you call out one assassin, just one. You decide that that assassin is yours. You kill that one, or at the very least, try to tag it. That just tagging it is enough, because that means you're going to see it through walls, you're going to see it everywhere, you're going to see it pounce. Keep an eye on it. And if everybody in your team does that, just keeping one disabler tagged like a hook rat, an assassin, chances are you're not going to get disabled quite easily. Or at the very least, you're going to have a bit of a heads up. So, there's a very good reason why I started off a good while back, saying that when you hear something like a special and you turn to it, you start it with pinging. That's what you're looking to do. Now, let me just double check if I covered everything, because I've been talking for a good while. Let's see. We talked about kiting, we talked about the dagger. Just one last thing. We go to Empire for this one. Also, just because you pinged an assassin or a hook rat, that doesn't mean that a teammate heard it or noticed it that you pinged an assassin. Sometimes they just didn't notice. And sometimes the game plays a sound for you, but not for your teammate. So it can be useful to call out an assassin when it spawns in, maybe when you pinged it instead. Up to you. But people play a bit differently depending on assassins and hook rats showing up, especially when they don't hear them. Like if they don't hear the hook rat that you just called out, somebody might just ask, where is it? Right, so the special sound cue mod, like the one from Uganda, helps with making sure that you, first of all, hear Packmasters, and second of all, you're going to hear them from the right direction. The vast majority of the time. It can still get a bit confusing because the sound system or soundscape in Vermintide isn't perfect, but it works well enough. So I would suggest getting this mod for the Packmasters in particular. As for clutching, I suppose, against specials, well, specials need a line of sight. An assassin is not gonna pounce if it cannot see a hook, will not hook you through a wall, etc, etc. So during the kite, like in that event with on the Righteous, you had pillars. So you can always kite around the pillar and break line of sight to, well, let's just spawn one in. You can break line of sight, so now you force him to come around the corner. Okay, well he leaves because he got bored, but he's up there. But see, he needs to come closer. Similar thing with Packmasters, although you want to be careful with those. If you dodge at the wrong timing, you might just get the Packmaster to come around the corner and hook you, because if you dodge at the wrong timing, you don't actually bait out the hook. You simply just, well, let me show you instead. Okay. We'll come back. Let's see if I can show you, because I often screw this up, honestly. Okay. I actually did that correctly this time. Okay. Okay, I am currently unable to screw it up. Whatever. What you're looking to do is you're looking to dodge in time, either by staying at the corner and then dodging into cover, or you're gonna be already in cover and then dodge. Or perhaps you don't want to be in cover just yet, and then you dodge further into cover. Because it's easy to accidentally time it the wrong way and just simply pull the Packmaster around the corner, and it will simply hook you around the corner because of bad dodge timing. So just be careful. But as you can see, corners and cover, those are your best friends. Those are your best friends against specials. Blightstormers and Jsats only need a moment to... Similar to how you can stop leeches from even starting their hook. Yes, leeches are the same thing. Like... Okay, let's see. Depends on where he teleports to you. We'll have to see. We're gonna hug a corner, and if he teleports somewhere there, we're gonna go this way, and he teleports behind us, we go forward. Okay, but this time he teleported right behind me, obviously. Okay, let's see. Okay, we tried this corner this time. There we go. So, breaking line of sight. That's how you deal with specials. That's how you can bait them closer. That's how you can keep yourself alive a bit longer. In an open area like this, you don't have many options, but case by case basis. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk about is still, once again, just going from the body shotting to the headshot. But you are using a weapon that doesn't really need... Oh, okay, wait, I can't actually see. Okay, well, let's say you have the right breakpoints and you can body shot everything. Because that's what the right breakpoints give. Why would you want to headshot with a weapon that you can just body shot everything with? Or every single special anyway. Because you're looking to get good with weapons that aren't like this. Because notice how I haven't mentioned Kruber or Bardin and weapons like the handgun here. Because those weapons don't really have body shot breakpoints. So you're looking to practice a bit. You're looking to train yourself up. So if you can move from body shots to headshots, then what you can do is you will be able to hit these headshots on the handgun as well. First of all, you need to charge up the bolt fully, because a bullet goes in a straight line, just like a bullet. So if you can shoot a bolt at an enemy's head, you will land the exact same shot on a handgun. Same thing. Charge it up, you move it up to the head. Same thing over here. Let's say we actually get some power so that I can hit those breakpoints. Start from the center mass, and you move it up. Okay, that was a crit. But same idea. Now, once you get better, you can skip the whole body shot thing and then just go for the head. But that's when you're good enough. You're starting off with, you're just wanting those body shots with the careers I mentioned. Bounty Hunter with the crossbow, or the repeater pistol if you're looking to just body shot everything. You have the longbow build with some bleed here and there. The loaded bow is very good for getting rid of a bunch of specials for you. It will do the headshotting for you. You just need to make sure. I need to switch over first. You need to make sure to throw your arrows up, because the arrows will take the shortest path to the selected enemy. So they try to go for the head when possible, but you want to give them the best chance. This ult is weird anyway. And like I said, the battle wizard. Start at the body shots, go and try going for the headshots after that. I believe I covered everything here that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so as you can see, for body shots into headshots, you don't need good aim. You're going for body shots, just center of mass, and then slowly move up the crosshair time after time. You don't need to get good with headshots in one game or two game. Give yourself some time. Now, any questions about anything and everything I talked about. Okay, so to start off with, mouse sensitivity. I am on 1000 DPI with, let's see, we're on minus 8.2. So, I can't tell if this is slow or fast. By sensitivity standards, I'll let someone more knowledgeable answer that. I went over special liners. I did mention it briefly, but might as well. Now, so gas rats. The thing about gas rats is that if they have line of sight on one teammate, just one, they can throw and aim at anybody else. Like, it doesn't matter if you're behind cover. If you have a teammate here and the gas rat can see it, the gas rat can simply aim at you, even though it doesn't see it. So, a gas rat having line of sight on one teammate is the equivalent of the gas rat having line of sight on the entire team. That's why these guys are dangerous. Now, what about Biostormers? What's wrong with those? Let's say you have a holding spot, like over here. This corner. You don't want to peek this angle. You don't want to be looking over here, because if you do, he's gonna start casting, let's say you don't have the time to kill him. And then you run away. Your hold spot is no longer a hold spot, but a miniature dishwasher. Because that thing is going to suck you in and is going to make you spin around and you need to leave. Picking that corner just causes you to lose that holding spot. You don't want to do that. Anytime when there's a long sightline that you can avoid peeking when you're holding near that sightline, you just don't want to. Because a White Stormer can ruin your day. Same with gas rats, by the way. If you peek one gas rat here, it can throw you through here, or if you have teammates here, it can just simply choose to throw here. I mean, actually that is relatively good advice. If you have somebody who's pretty tanky or has a lot of health that they are willing to sacrifice, so that you can keep a bit of space, like Ironbreaker, Foot Knight, even Grail Knight, Mercenary can work too. They can just jump into the storm and then just slow things down for you. Now, to summarize some things, because I understand that I've mentioned a lot of things and there's a reason why. There's a lot of things that go into backlining. And yes, there is no quick way of explaining everything. But first of all, everything starts in the keep. You need to put a comp together. But I've told you what you're looking to start with. A bleed build on Waystalker, some crossbow shenanigans with Bounty Hunter, and some Bolt Wizard magical adventures. So you have your comp, you have what you're playing, then you go in. You're going to shoot at specials, then elites, then you're looking to kill the horde if you have the time for that, and then perhaps use your ultimate to keep things in a line to make sure nothing really runs away from you or runs you down. That is entirely ultimate dependent. If you do not have an ult that can stagger enemies, then that's not simply up to you. Let's see. As I've said, and I've shown you multiple times, you don't need good aim. You're going to start from center of mass against every special, and you're going to aim up. And for bosses, you're looking to how should I say it? You're looking to keep things simple. I mean, here can be another good example. Let's see. Because what I've said works here too. Can I get a wave at the back? Game? Okay. I am unable to spawn in a horde at the back. So, we spawn in one at the front. And this Chaos Warrior will signify our horde at the back. And no big cow this time. It's just a troll. Did I delete everything? No. Where's our wave? Well, once again, horde at the front, horde at the back, boss in the middle. Your frontliners will meet the horde, regardless of what side it is coming from, and whoever is on the boss will be on the boss, and you as a backliner, because you have space, you are gonna be in the middle, because here you can see the specials coming from there, from there, from there, from there, from that side of the wall, from there, and from there. You can see everything. And so, but in order to see all of this, you need to keep your head on a swivel. You cannot tunnel vision. So, situational awareness. You need to look around, positioning, be at the right spot. And kiting, I've shown you plenty of examples. Kiting is W. If it's not W, it's not fast. So S, holding S is slow. That's all you need to know there, honestly. But the special, how should I say it? Your priorities still apply. You're looking to kill specials and then elites. And depending on the situation, you can leave some up. Now, lastly, I mentioned a lot of things vaguely, because it is a lot of, everything is gonna be on a case-by-case basis, so you just need to apply some of what I said to the situation you have at hand. You will not be able to apply all of it at the same time because it's a lot, but you're just looking to add one thing at a time. Get that one thing down, and then move on to the next. That's all.